Hello everyone, I'm Ernest Strother.
And I'm Aaron Maddox. You're watching Campbell Now. This past weekend, Campbell celebrated homecoming with a lot of activities in the creek. Ernest Strother was there to cover it.
Homecoming was in the creek this past Saturday, and it was one to remember. Wrestling held their annual tournament in front of Gore Arena with several in attendance. Next was the homecoming parade, where alumni, staff, and students could be found. But that wasn't the end of the homecoming festivities. The football team was in action against rival Charleston Southern, and it lived up to the hype. Just as they have all season, the Camels offense got rolling early with quarterback Hodge Malik Williams finding Julian Hill for the leaping touchdown, 7-0 Camels. The Buccaneers would answer with a touchdown of their own later in the first, tying the game at 7. But Hodge would get a quick turnaround, finding Austin Height for the 51-yard touchdown, making the game 14-7 Camels. Safety Aaron Maddox got his first interception of the season, allowing Houdini himself, Hodge Malik Williams, to slip in for the easy touchdown, 21-7 Camels. The Bucs would answer later in the second with a touchdown of their own, and it would be 24-14 entering the half. After crowning the king and queen during halftime, it was back to football as the second half kicked off, and the Bucs made quick work of their first drive as they scored a quick touchdown, cutting the game to 3, 24-21. Camels would answer with another touchdown, with the little guy Ty Good getting in for a touchdown, 31-21 Camels.
Touchdown, Campbell!
The Camels offense would stall out, but get a field goal to make the game 34-21. The Bucs would make the game interesting in the fourth quarter, scoring a rushing touchdown, putting them in range to potentially win the game with one more score. But the Fighting Camels defense stood tall late in the fourth as they got several stops. The final score 34-28 as the Camels defense sunk the ships and sent Charleston Southern back home. Our Camels will be home again this Saturday, facing conference opponent Robert Morris at 1 p.m. So be sure to come out and support our Camels.
Thank you, Ernest. Campbell is celebrating a successful homecoming weekend as volleyball, soccer, and football are all celebrating wins. Women's soccer kicked off the homecoming weekend with a victory against Presbyterian on Friday night. On Saturday, the volleyball team won its matchup against High Point, and men's soccer beat UNC Asheville to top off the day.
The Lundy Fetterman School of Business continued its annual celebration of alumni last week. On Friday, the school recognized 2 former Campbell students for their achievements after graduating. The alumni who received the awards were Matthew Epps, who graduated in 2009, and Rebecca Cheney, who graduated in 2013.
The Campus Activity Board will be hosting a candle-making class this Tuesday evening at 6 at the Student Union. This event is a perfect way to get in the mood for fall break. You will have the opportunity to make your own unique smelling candle to take home. This event will take place in Ballroom A. Be sure to come and bring your friends for some fall fun.
Duke Energy Progress is pushing to increase electricity prices for next year. Last week, they formally requested that North Carolina regulators will allow them to raise electric customer rates. If the rate increase is approved, prices are expected to increase by about 15%. The additional revenue will be used to make the energy grid more renewable. If successful, these changes will affect more than 1.5 million people across North Carolina.
A new park is coming to our area. The Wake County Board of Commissioners has approved a $20 million contract to build a park near Few Cave Arena. The park will be more than 300 acres and includes trails, gardens, playgrounds, and more. Renewable energy will be used to power the lights in buildings. The park is expected to open in the spring of 2024.
2 North Carolina Department of Transportation employees are considered heroes after providing medical aid to a resident in need. The 2 NCDOT supervisors were driving through Kernersville when they saw someone in medical distress. They administered CPR until police and firefighters arrived on the scene. We are told that the person survived thanks to the help from these 2 men.
Finally today, a California man is suing the makers of Texas Pete, claiming for false advertising. The popular hot sauce is made right here in North Carolina, not Texas. The man claims that the name and images on the bottle gave him the impression that the hot sauce was made in Texas. However, the owner of Texas Pete, T.W. Garner Food Company, states that the hot sauce is made in North Carolina on its website. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Aaron Maddox.
And I'm Ernest Strother. See you next week on Campbell Now.